Welcome to Serious Cold Email Mastery. This is the intro video, and I want to make this intro because we have to get one thing straight. This is going to be a very tactical, step-by-step tutorial for you to learn the basics of cold email, so you can learn how to set up and run cold email systems that actually work. Not some fluff, right? Simple systems, simple scripts, simple approaches. You won't find any fancy Airtable dashboards, KPI tracking, or anything that doesn't move the needle for you in your current position. Meaning that I will get you started on your journey to the point where you can start booking anywhere from 5 to 20 meetings per month with decent volume and a solid offer. The 80-20 of any cold email course out there. So feel welcome and enjoy the course. Let's get into the agenda for this entire course. So first of all, we're going to start with setting up your inboxes, setting up the entire email infrastructure. That includes selecting your domains, setting up your inboxes, warming up your inboxes, and then me showing you the best practices before we actually activate all of your inboxes in a smart lead campaign. Second step will be building your prospect list. And we're going to start from from ground zero, basically, identifying your ICP. If you don't know who your ideal customer profile is yet, I'm going to show you exactly how to find that out. Then, after we get that done, we're going to go into ListKit and get leads, prospect lists for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to set up the filters, how to get the CSV, how to get it into Clay just to manage everything. We're not going to use Clay for any enrichment, no worries. If you don't know what that means, perfect. You're at the exact right place at the right time. I'm going to show you how to manage all of your different prospect lists in an 80-20 way. And then we're going to write email scripts. We're going to write your email script. I'm going to show you the best practices in cold emails in general. We're going to go over subject lines, over openers, over the cold email body itself. So whatever is between the opener and the CTA. Then I'm going to show you the best practices for the highest converting CTAs that I've used over, after testing tens of thousands of emails. Then for all the people that actually raise their hands because they're interested in your offer, we're going to cover how to write follow-ups to these people that also get them on a meeting with you. So that's the idea. So after getting all of this done, I'm going to show you how to launch campaigns. We're going to go over the small nuances in setup just to ensure that your average deliverability is at an all-time high all the time. And after you get tons of responses, you're going to need to handle your inbox, and I'm going to show you how to do that within the master inbox within Smartlead. First things first, second video, inbox setup, most important step of all of them because we need the inboxes to reach out to people. And we're going to set up the inboxes using smart senders. If that doesn't mean anything to you right now, all good. I'm going to show you the alternatives and why we use this. First, why not use the classical approach with using some domain names like provider, like Porkbun or GoDaddy or whatever, Google and Outlook admin panels, then routing the domain through Cloudflare and then setting up DKIM, SPF and DMARC manually. Why not? Because you can do this. This is perfectly legitimate. If you want to do it that way, do it. It's all good. I don't do it right now as of recording this because we can automatically get most of all of this stuff with smart senders. This is an 80-20 course, so that's the 80-20. So I'm going to show you how to use smart senders. You're basically going to click on buttons and enter some of your names, etc. It's going to work out perfectly fine. You're going to get this exact setup. And that's the setup we're trying to achieve. Let me go over it conceptually very quickly and then go into whatever you need to do to get this set up for yourself, right? So usually what you would have is you would have one admin panel, so that would be one Google Workspace admin panel, where you would host different domains, secondary domains. So not your main domain, your secondary domain. That's not a subdomain, it's a secondary domain. So it's a different domain. Meaning, if your domain was google.com, you would look for trygoogle.com. That would be an entirely different domain, and that would be perfect. Because you don't want to use your main domain for sending out cold emails, because it's not a question of if your domain is going to burn away. It's a question, or rather a matter of time until it's going to be gone, burned away in the depths of the shadow realms, right? So you're going to set up secondary domains. And for each secondary domain, you're going to get 2 to maximum 3 inboxes. Let's use 2 because I only use 2 inboxes. Reason being, the reason why we don't set up infinite amounts of inboxes below one single domain is Because if one inbox burns away, all the other ones burn away as well. So to diversify risk, we only set up 2 inboxes per domain. And that's what we're going to do right now, because in the same step, we're going to connect all of these inboxes that we generate right now to our sending software in the same step. It's awesome. It's going to save so much time. Look at this. So I'm already doing stuff here, but you've set up SmartLead. If you haven't yet, go into smartlead.ai, sign up. Doesn't matter if for the free trial or not. I would recommend just get on a paid plan right now. Get on the paid plan, log into your account, and you're going to see some onboarding tasks, I guess. Just skip over to email accounts right here. You're going to click on add accounts in the top right corner. You're going to click on smart senders. Awesome stuff. And now you have the option to choose from 3 different providers. Usually these first 2, so Google and Outlook, are perfect. Some say that they use Mailreef. I don't use it. I've used SMTP providers before. I was never really satisfied with the results. So I would just go with Google or Outlook. I'm currently testing Outlook. I've not tested it yet. I'm going to test it. As you can see, I have some Outlook inboxes set up in the background. So let's go with Google, because I know Google works, because as you can see, this is not tacky, but just so you see, I have a 99% deliverability with Google. It works. It's awesome. This is also taking quite some time to load up. Yeah, there you go. Out of 259 emails that were sent during this routine test, 258 landed in the primary inbox. So it works. Awesome. So yeah, add accounts, smart senders, Google, and now we're in action, creating domains. Now, you remember, try google.com, get google.com. You're going to do the same thing with your domain. So for my case, if my domain was serious.com, I would try something like now try serious.com. Now this is a long domain, and I chose a longer domain because I have a bunch of domains on my main company name. So if I were to use try serious, for example, I'm pretty sure I already used that, so it's not going to show any names. So I'm going to type now try serious.com. We can actually purchase some, like why not? And what I usually do is I order in packs of 5 because it's easiest to delete inboxes that way, because as of right now, March 8th, 2025, if you delete one single inbox from your entire order, it's going to delete the entire order. I believe they're fixing that. It's pretty annoying, but it's the way it is, and that's mainly the reason why I buy in smaller packs, so I don't have to delete like 40 inboxes at a time just because one burned away. That wouldn't make any sense. So let's just pick a few of these. Now try serious. I'm actually going to pause. Let me come up with a few names. Perfect. 80/20 took me like 2 minutes. I now have 5 domains. So for your case, if you have 0 domains right now, I would recommend starting with at least 10 domains, more preferably 20 domains. That's like a solid setup. If you want to set up 20 domains, the investment is going to be around $730 to like just in infrastructure costs, but it's worth it because you just get stuff done quicker. Testing stuff out doesn't take so long. It's well worth the investment, especially if you follow this course to the T. So do that. Selected 5 domains. Perfect. That's like perfect for my case. I get like 5 to 8 domains every week. So I'm going to upload my profile picture. I'm going to enter my first and last name. It's going to take a while. Yes. Generate and review mailboxes. Let's click on the next step. I'm going to forward this to my main domain. So everyone that clicks on any of the domains that I just purchased or that I'm about to purchase, they get forwarded to my main domain. So they actually see this, not this, this, right? So now, because SmartLead is nice to you and it's trying to like take away work from your part, it's going to create 5 mailboxes already done for you. But we only want to set up 2 per domain, right? So right now it's 5 per domain. So we're going to delete a few of these. So usually what I do is I either go with first name at, last name at, or first dot last name at. So those are like the main domains that I go with. In this case, I'm going to delete all the ones that are not these 2. So last name and first name. So give me a second. I'm going to do that right now. By the way, you can just do this by clicking X. So this is how it works. X, 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 etc. So I'm going to do this and then I'm going to be right back. All right, perfect. Took me like 20 seconds. Done. Generated mailboxes, 10. Perfect. We have 5 domains, 10 inboxes. That means we have 2 inboxes per domain. So that means everything is fine. And if you are on a paid plan, your credit card is already connected. So you're going to click on review order. You're going to look at your order, number of domains, 5, number of email accounts, 10, total price is $115, which is pretty cheap. So the domains are a yearly cost. So you're never going to pay that realistically ever again. And the email accounts are 10, each cost $4 right now. you're gonna click on make secure payment. And before you do that, beware, after you click on make secure payment, it's gonna of course charge you the money, and then afterwards it's gonna send an order to the people that are going to set up your inboxes. Until that order is done and fully completed, it's gonna take about 1 to 2 days. So be aware of that, just keep it in mind. But let's do this. It's gonna show you some fancy animation. Come on, bruv. There you go. So that order is complete, and it says your email and domains will be activated within 24 to 48 hours in SmartLead. And the moment you purchase, you're gonna get forwarded to this domain tab within the email accounts. And if you scroll down, you're gonna see all of the different domains. One is active for some reason. That's actually pretty interesting. Maybe you can already see the inboxes, but it's going to tell you that it's inactive and that the order is basically in process or in progress. So that's fine. Usually I set a reminder for like 1 or 2 days after, so I get reminded to go back in here and check if they are there. If they are there, they're going to pop up right here in the first row. You're going to see that the warm up is not enabled. You're going to see from which email provider it is, etc. And the moment you get to that point, you're going to set up warm-ups. Next up, warm-ups. How to do that. So if you see the new inboxes in your email accounts, perfect. Just select all of them. Let's say it's those 5 inboxes that I just selected, right? These are new, these are fresh. Awesome. You're going to click on bulk update in the top right corner, and then you're going to set up the following things. Just set them up, it's all good. Bulk update warm-up status, active. Total number of emails per day, 40. Bulk update daily ramp up, 5. Don't touch this. Just don't touch it. It's all good. Reply rate, 60. Oops. Always make sure to scroll with your cursor, not in this text box, because it's gonna change the number. Set up to 60. And then you're gonna leave all of these as is. You're gonna switch over to management. And now what you're going to do is you're gonna add tags. And the tag that I use most often is in this case SL Gmail, because I set up the SmartLead inbox with Gmail. So I check that with that. And then I create a new tag. And the new tag is based on dates. So what I choose for this tag is I basically enter the date at which this campaign is ready to be activated in a campaign. So that's 2 weeks from now, because we have a 2-week warm-up period. This is not going to do it automatically for you. This is just for you to keep an overview over what's happening. It's just the best practice that I do. Do it as well. So you're going to look at your calendar and you're going to see March 8th, 2 weeks. That's the 22nd of March. So I would type in 22/MAR and then add the new tag. I'm not going to do that because it's not relevant right now for me, but do it. Then you go back to general, and for messages per day, you're going to set up 12 and then minimum time gap 20. And then you're going to save. Actually, before you save, let me correct myself. If you want to set up a signature, which I don't really like, it's not that I would recommend or not recommend doing it. I just don't do it. I just use it whenever it makes sense. Mostly because of deliverability reasons. But if you were to set up your signature, only your first and last name, nothing else. I don't do it, so maybe you should also not do it. Just do it in the copy if you want to use it at that point in time. Just save and everything is fine. Perfect. And that's it for warm-ups. Alright, another best practice before the activation of your inboxes for your live campaigns is this singular feature, which is a great asset of SmartLead, and it's called auto adjust. And what it does is, let me actually go ahead. What it does is, basically it's awesome. That's first of all, like that's the first thing. Second thing, it basically balances out your response rates by sending warm-up emails with variable response rates. So you remember that we set up your reply rate at 60%, right? That's for the warm-up period, for the first 14 days. After that 14-day period, you're gonna start sending out cold emails. And no one's gonna guarantee that you still get 60% response rates from your cold emails as well, right? Which is why you set up auto adjust. And auto adjust is going to do the following. If your response rates for your, let's say for your cold email is 10%, right? It's gonna send out 10 emails per day, which are warm-up emails. So if you send out, let's say 12 emails per day, cold emails, and then 10 emails per day in warm emails, you're gonna send out 22 in total, which is awesome. Always keep this number below 50. We're well below 50, which is awesome. But if you send out those 12 cold emails and only one person responds, it's gonna use the remaining warm-up emails it's going to send, which are 10, to bump up the average response rates for that single day to 60% artificially by sending out warm-up emails within the warm-up pool of Smart Lead. So that's an awesome feature. It's going to keep that response rate pretty high and pretty stable across the board. So it's going to suggest that this inbox is actually not spamming people. So that's awesome. Set that up. How to set it up is basically after you are done with the 14-day warm-up period, you're going to select the same 5 inboxes or however many you set up. You're going to click on bulk update. You're going to leave everything as is. Just don't touch anything but bulk update auto adjust warm-up / sending ratio. It's going to say enable and you're going to save that. Done. Alright friends, we're on pace to get to the second point, which is building your prospect list. And to do that, we need to identify your ICP. So if you haven't done that yet, this video is for you, because I created an AI prompt that has to be used with Claude AI. So Claude 3.7 Sonnet or whatever comes after that. It's March 8th, so maybe there's Claude Sonnet 4.0. Who knows? You're going to use that because I found that it's the best AI right now for marketing related stuff. So how does this prompt work and how is it going to help you? Specifically, it's going to take you through an entire process where it asks you what type of business you operate, what specific services you offer, where you want to market, who your current customers are, and what your unique skills, expertise, or competitive advantages are. After finding that out, it's going to give you 3 to 5 lucrative sub-niches within their within your broader industry. And it's going to give you specific pain points and urgent needs of those niches so that it can come up with different specific offers that will convert exceptionally well. It's going to give you most common objections for those offers in chronological order the prospect would have during a sales call for that specific offer, right? So let's say you offer X, Y, and Z, and the first thing that the prospect would object with in their mind, that's what the AI is going to tell you. And then because they have that objection, and let's say you handled that objection, they're going to have a second order question because of the first order question that they're going to have in their mind as well. And that's going to lead to a third order question, etc. And it's going to list out to you like the first 10, something around that. It's going to suggest a compelling value proposition, give you a pricing strategy, provide you with messaging angles that will resonate well with this audience or with these audiences, and going to give you a marketing channel, effective marketing channel strategy to use or to position that offer in. Furthermore, it's going to give you findings in a clear, structured format that includes niche opportunity overview, market potential assessment, detailed offer structure. It's going to basically give you everything that you need to put it in very short terms, right? So to use this, you're going to copy paste. You're going to find this right below this video as a link. You're going to copy paste this and you're going to search up Claude AI and you're going to copy paste it right into here. Press enter. It's going to welcome you and you're going to answer these 5 questions one by one, right? First answer, second answer. You see where this is going, right? You're going to do this. Then you're going to click enter and it's going to take you through the entire journey. Take notes, because the next step is to see if you really understood your entire situation. You're going to use our tally form. And my tally form is basically an ICP form where you're going to enter your first name, last name, etc. And you're going to answer these questions for your ICP. This is what I give every single client so that they can specifically tell me who they are looking for. This is very important. Don't skip this step. The prospect list is your main bottleneck. It's the main main indicator of how well your campaign is going to perform. So go through this with a lot of care and take some time for this. Do it. You're only going to do it once, right? So do it properly. Go through this, answer all the different questions, submit, and I'm going to send you over a full overview over your answers so you can use it in the next step where we're going to build the list. So yeah, you're going to go through this, use the first link to get the prompt, go into Claude AI, enter the prompt, go and work with the AI to find out who your ICP is. After taking notes and getting all the information, you're going to go into this form, you're going to fill out the entire form, you're going to click submit, and you're going to get the result as an email, full overview over who you are looking for. That's the idea. On to the next step. So I wanted to continue with ListKit, but apparently ListKit is not working right now. That's of course timing. I'm still gonna upload this. Remind me if I haven't updated this yet. So if you see this and Liskit is working, just send me a quick reminder. I'm gonna record this video. Otherwise, I'm just gonna put it as a placeholder. So see you in the next video. Look at us, how quick we're progressing through this entire thing. We're already at the step where we're writing our email scripts so that we can finally go into the direction of launching our campaigns, right? So what I'm going to do to teach you something as specific as email scripting is I want to show you the general principles that I use to come up with emails for myself and for my clients. And then I'm going to ask Claude to give me artificial scenarios where I'm selling X, Y, and Z to my ideal customer, whatever offer I run, right? It's going to just randomize some random offers. And I'm going to put those scenarios onto a Google Doc and I'm going to write live. That's in the next lesson. But I'm going to write live in front of you so you see how I use the principles that I just basically showed you at that point. So I'm going to show you those principles right now, right after this intro video, so we have a clean start. So see you in the next video. To teach you the main principles that I use to come up with solid email copy, I'll use this Gamma doc that I use for one of my YouTube videos because it's perfect. It's a perfect example of how this works in general. And the main mantra that you have for cold email is, how can I draft up scripts that won't ruin my reputation? Imagine sending emails to friends. Imagine meeting up in a bar and then saying something to sell something, right? And make it non-salesy and non-annoying as well. That's the basic idea. And to do that, you basically do three things. You do three things. But before I go into that, I want to show you that it actually works. So positive responses. The positive responses that we get are obviously positive. So this is pretty boring. Yeah, thank you for contacting me. Yes, please. Yeah, please send it over, whatever you're offering to me, right? That's awesome. But actually, the negative responses are the things that are interesting because people are not like flipping out on us, which is awesome. And that's the basic idea behind all of this. So how do you draft up copy that actually induces something like this? Because like, just to get that out of the way, the only reason you land in spam or you burn domains quickly is because people mark your email as spam because it is spam. That's the only reason why they mark your email as spam. It's not because you are just annoying or you emailed them at a wrong time where they wanted to breathe in but they saw your email, or they wanted to eat something and saw your email and then they got like messed up and sad because of your email. That's not the case. If you email irrelevant offers, scripts to prospects that you don't know, you are by definition spam. It doesn't make any sense what you're sending. Like it makes no sense. And for like the inverse, if you send extremely relevant offers that are hard to say no to the exact audience that would like that offer, you're good. And that's the entire premise of this. So the roadmap is finding the right prospects. That's basically what we have dealt with already. The next step is creating irresistible lead magnets. So offers, front-end offers, lead magnets that provide real value, are quick to implement and risk-free. Value, like real value, actual implementable value, quick to implement, and risk-free for the recipient. Three things. Just gotta get this right. You're gonna create multiple lead magnets. So get these three behind your ears because it's very important. Next up, writing high converting emails, and they always have the same structure. So we're gonna get to that. But first of all, you have to create lead magnets that are solid, that actually work. And then we're going to get to the part where we write the email, because that's the basic part. I'm going to give you a structure, a framework that you can always use. It's always going to be well enough or good enough to blast out into the universe. So let me cut it right here. See you in the next lesson. All right, building lead magnets. Let's get into this step. It's pretty simple. It's going to be awesome. Now, for the exact list of people that we have already created, there is one struggle, one pain that is common across all of these people. Find that pain and come up with a solution for that pain that is quick to implement, actually valuable, so it solves a pain point that is actually pertinent, and it's risk-free for them to implement. That's it. It's important that this is something that is tactical, so that it's actually, like the stuff that I'm showing you right now, actually implementable. Something you can quickly implement without too much hassle. Remember me showing you how to create domains and I show you step by step how to do it, that's tactical. It's not like strategy stuff that I'm showing you right now, where I can't create a lead magnet for you right now. So I'm showing you the strategy, the framework on how to create this stuff. If you have created your lead magnet, post it into the community. I'm going to make sure to help you out there, give you solid angles like I'm doing right now. So examples, demo videos, always solid, especially nice for anything that is actually demonstrable. I'm going to show you how you can use our software to achieve X, Y, and Z for your company. So that's great for a SaaS company, right? Software as a service. Email marketing flow, amazing for email marketing agencies. This Klaviyo flow is going to increase your checkout conversion rates by 20%. Mind if I send it over? Or you could take the angle like, I joined your email newsletter. Let's say you're writing to e-com stores, right? I joined your email newsletter for X, Y, and Z brand, and I noticed that your checkout flow is missing potential. I wrote a new one that's going to that has increased conversion rates by 20% for our other clients. For example, pre-call sequences, anything sales basically. This pre-call sequence of emails, SMS will increase your show-up rates by 25%. That's awesome. That's an awesome lead magnet. Easily implementable, quick to implement, and actually valuable. CRM automations. 3 automations you need in your CRM to stop missing opportunities. Case studies. Always solid. Case studies are so solid. This other B2B SaaS company in your industry used our content marketing strategy and was able to book an additional 20 meetings last month through organic search alone. Do you want me to send that case study over so you can see how you could implement this for yourself? For example, that could be a script, right? So you're going to get this done. Submit your lead magnet in the community. It's like a form, you can create posts. Create that post, use lead magnet as a subject line, and then write out whatever your lead magnet is. I'm going to comment right below that, give you feedback, and we're going to get you to the next step. Perfect. Your lead magnet is ready. Now we're actually fully prepared for the high-level email copywriting framework that I use for basically any email that I write. And that's this is how it works. Write relevant copy. Now, you're going to take that thing that you just created and you're going to offer it to these people in your list. Every high converting email I've ever written had these elements in it. A concise, meaning a short first line, asking if they have a certain pain point that you found out with the niche finder. Remember? Ask if they have that pain point your lead magnet can solve, right? Offer the lead magnet if that's the case. So if you have that pain point, I have this lead magnet. And then call to action. Do you want me to send it over? Can I send it over to you? Mind if I send it over? Or would you be opposed to me sending that over? Whatever. Just many variations of the same CTA, which is basically asking, do you want this stuff, right? This one is printing meeting for one of our clients right now. So I'm going to show you an actual example. Hey, I just found your practice online. So that this is to dental practices. Are you currently wasting a lot of time on insurance verification? If so, we have created this software called that does that automatically for you and saves 4 hours on average across all of our clients. So this is a software company, right? Do you want me to send you a case study showing how that works? Done. Blast. Basically. This is on a high level how we write copy. Now, in the next few videos, I'm going to ask Claude to give me a bunch of random scenarios and I'm going to come up with random lead magnets that I see fit in that situation. And I'm going to show you how that works in actual real life. So I'm going to be writing copy live in front of you while you watch the lesson. Feel inspired through everything that I write. Feel free to copy paste whatever I write as long as it makes sense. Remember, as long as it makes sense. This is not me telling you to just blindly copy paste. Find out what the pain points of your audience is or are. Come up with a lead magnet that is solid. Submit that lead magnet to me so I can give you feedback. Then take that lead magnet and then put it into the skeleton of a framework to offer it to people. That's the idea. So, see you in the next video. Now, as promised, I'm gonna go and take a few artificial situations that Claude has given me to write cold emails right in front of you right now. So you see that this is actually applicable. I haven't looked at the examples yet. I just copy pasted them into these different document tabs. And we're going to go through these and we're going to write some cold emails. So let's start with the first one. You're a B2B SaaS company selling subscription-based project management software, around $75 per user per month, to a mid-sized construction firm that's currently using spreadsheets and whiteboards to track their multiple projects. So that's pretty nice in their situation. So a few angles that come to mind in terms of lead magnets are free trials, Loom demos of the tool, like specifically advertising how that would negate them using spreadsheets and whiteboards, free video or just a video showing how you never have to use whiteboards as spreadsheets ever again. So that's an idea. Otherwise, you could go with a direct angle. Just ask them, let's jump on a demo so I can show you how you can get rid of all whiteboards and spreadsheets in your office. That's another idea. So let's just start. Hey, just saw your construction firm, or just saw you on LinkedIn. Let's say we're texting to the project manager, right? Just noticed you are the project manager of X, Y, and Z company, right? Yes. Are you currently using whiteboards? Are you also currently using whiteboards and spreadsheets to manage all your projects? If so, we made this software that is purpose-built for construction companies like yours, let's say contractors. I got this video showing how you could implement this within a week to get rid of all whiteboards in your office. Mind me sending it over? Yeah. That's like a solid first draft, right? So let's say that's the first draft. What you could also do is, let's say we copy paste this. So this is about creating variants as well. So you can split test stuff, right? So let's say, if so, we made this software that allows contractors to manage all within one single software. Do you want a 30-day free trial? Yeah, that's cool. That's a solid one. Let's do another one and get moving because it's going to take quite a while if I do. Let's keep it at 2, right? Let's move on to the next one. You're a commercial solar installation company offering a zero-down solar solution, lease to own model to a manufacturing business facing rising energy costs. Okay, that's pretty simple. ROI calculators, general like cost / ROI calculators. That's a pretty easy one. That's probably one of the I would offer this and a Loom video of that calculator. Yeah, showing that calculator. So you can do the selling on the Loom video. So, hey, I just noticed you're responsible for finances at X, Y, and Z company. Now just notice you are responsible for finances. This means that my prospect list only holds CFOs, so chief of finances basically, for each company. That's why the list is so important. You need accurate lists, otherwise you cannot write targeted copy. There's no way. You can't guess your way there, right? There's just no probability that you will just write, hey, just notice you're responsible for finances, and then you text to some employee, some random intern, right? And they're gonna mark your email as spam because it's absolutely irrelevant for them. So don't do that. Build your list in a proper way, the way I'm hopefully going to show you, because Liskit was not working the moment I was recording this. But anyway, so hey, just notice you're responsible for finances at energy company. Are you currently facing rising energy costs? If so, I got this free calculator showing how much money you can save with our, zero down solar solution, right? Do you want me to send it over so you can check it out? Easy. Let's keep it at 1, easy, but that's a pretty easy one. You could also do the same with Loom video. I got this Loom video where I go over our calculator showing how much money you can save, etc. Right? Next one. You're an AI implementation consultant. Okay. Offering a customer service chatbot integration. $8,000 setup, holy shit. Plus $500 per month maintenance to an e-commerce store struggling with response times during peak sessions. This is awesome. You can do so many things. You can show case studies where you can show how much like time saved during peak hours. You can then Loom video, Loom demo of the chatbot, right? Showing how quick it is. You can do a free trial as well, especially if this is quick to implement for the ecom store. Yes. Okay, so hey, I noticed you're responsible, or notes you're doing web development, whatever the fuck that was, web development for ecom brand, right? Are you struggling with, what was that, response times during peak sessions? If so, we made this software to handle tickets in any with high demand ticket sessions. We made the software to handle tickets as efficiently as humanly possible. Do you want me to send you a demo video showing how that works? PS, if you like it, we can help you set it up within 24 hours and give you a 30-day free trial to test it out. That's cool. By the way, what you're also going to notice is that I'm talking while I'm writing. Do this, please. Very important, very, very important to do this, because you're gonna write so much more fluently. You're gonna actually write like you speak. And that's probably 80% of like well-written copy. So do that. Next one. You're a specialized recruitment firm offering industry-specific talent acquisition. 20% of first-year salary to a biotech startup that needs to hire 3 specialized researchers quickly to meet investor milestones. What the holy moly. Okay, so how would I go about this? So what's a lead magnet for this? You're a specialized recruitment firm offering industry-specific talent acquisition, 20% of first-year salary, to a biotech startup that needs to hire 3 specialized researchers quickly to meet investor milestones. Okay, so lead magnet angles. Hiring checklist for biotech companies. Just a checklist, sorry. What else? We could go with Loom video showing how to use LinkedIn to hire for biotech companies. That's the thing. We could go with something more basic. Let's say it's not only biotech companies that they are looking for. Let's say it's also something very generic. They just want to hire, right? Then you basically exchange biotech companies for companies in general. That's the thing. What else could you do? One other lead magnet. You could, no, let's leave it at that. Hey, I noticed, or let's just say, saw that you are hiring on LinkedIn right now for researchers. We could help you. Wait, we got this hiring checklist for biotech companies, which has helped our other clients hire 3 specialized researchers within a month. Mind if I send it over? Or, hey X, yes, saw that you're hiring for researchers on LinkedIn right now. Then you could say, mind if I send you a Loom video showing how we could get 3 new people into your team within the next 8 weeks? Yes, basically something like that. 14 minutes. I'm gonna definitely cut this up to remove like all the silent minutes I was spending thinking, but all in all, it's always the same thing. Always the same thing. Concise first line, ask if they have a pain point, offer the lead magnet, call to action. It's always the same. You just need a solid lead magnet. That's the idea. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let's move on to the next one, which is actually writing follow-ups to follow up with leads that actually raised their hand and said, yes, I want this, whatever you're selling. See you there. Next step, writing follow-ups for leads that have positively responded and now need to join a follow-up sequence. I'm also going to show you, by the way, after we launch the campaigns, where to set these up. But because it's very relevant to copywriting, I wanted to bring it up right now because it's going to be important later on. So I'm actually going to do another live copywriting session. Going to keep this one way shorter than the previous one, but some basic things for solid follow-ups, right? Solid follow-ups, how to get them into your Smart Lead campaigns. First of all, let me actually zoom in. You need to have anywhere from 6 to 12 follow-ups, and you need to time them in a way where you cover 1 to 2 months. So just send a few follow-ups per week, don't be extremely annoying about this. It's all good. Just time them out over a longer time horizon, because it's more likely an issue of timing than it is of, let's say, just pure malicious intent of ignoring your emails. So just time them out. It's going to be awesome. And then next very important step is providing actual materials and sales assets. And I read this all the time, by the way. If you're on on Twitter, you're gonna notice this as well. People are gonna talk about sales decks and gamma docs and this and that, and they're gonna write down a list like I did right here. Just provide case studies, provide YouTube videos, provide gamma docs. What does that mean? So what's a case study, right? What's a case study? You basically show like who's the client, what challenges did they have, what did you implement to solve said challenges, what happened, e.g. results, right? That's a case study. You don't need an extra website for this. You don't need an extra landing page for this. Just create a gamma doc, create the headlines, and then write below the headlines whatever you did for that specific point that I just wrote, right? That's a case study. If you don't have any case studies yet, which is perfectly fine, you can use your own stuff. So for myself, right? I run cold email campaigns for myself because I do cold email. So it would make sense that I do cold email for myself as well, right? It just makes sense. If you're in a content agency and you have zero content out there, it's going to be very hard to get anyone convinced that you're an actual content agency. So what you can do is you can make content for yourself and then use the results that you got from your content to write a case study about. That's your first case study. And you can do that for multiple campaigns. That's perfectly fine. You're always solving different challenges, different problems, and you're always implementing something slightly different, and you always get some results, right? So that's a way to get case studies instantly. So that's great. Next up, YouTube videos. Just show your competency. How-to videos. You can talk about concepts. You can talk about objections that your ideal prospect would have in mind. Remember the niche finder AI prompt. It's going to tell you the most common objections for a certain offer. If you don't know what the most common objections for your offer in chronological order are, use Claude AI to find that out. This is pretty easy. Find that out. I always have a list with me on my phone with all the different objections formulated as questions on my phone. Always as a list. I always have them with me. So if I want to write a tweet, I look at these most common objections, I write a tweet that solves one of those or multiple or all of them and post it. This is how I generate content, a lot of it, right? Yeah, same thing. Find an objection, make a gamma doc, show it. Make an how-to gamma doc. The best combination of all of them is creating the gamma doc and then making a YouTube video out of it. It's awesome. You can do how-tos, you can explain concepts, you can handle objections, you can do so many things. So do this, get content out there, because content is a huge part of cold email. No one wants to believe this. Most people just cope. They just want to have like the easy way. Just give me the script, give me the prospect list. I'm going to send it out and I'm going to blast out 20 million emails a day and I'm going to get 20% response rates because I'm awesome. No, you're not. Because the first thing a lead does the moment they open your email is literally they look up your name, they copy paste it, and then they Google your name and they don't find anything. So you're not a real person anymore. So your interesting offer is not so interesting after all. That's the sad reality for 80, probably 99% of cold emailers. I shit you not. This is literally the case. You don't know how much of a reply rate boost I got just because of the fact that my name is Googleable. That's a word, by the way. I just invented that. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. With your follow-ups, not only should you provide actual materials so that they can see that you're real and you actually know your stuff, be creative. You don't always have to use the same script asking for the exact same meeting all the time. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. So, spontaneous one, let's see how this goes. First follow-up, right? Follow-up number one. Let me actually copy paste this for a few times. Alright, so we have a few ones. Let's see. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. Let's keep it short, right? Okay, follow-up number 1. Hey X, have you seen my previous email? Wanted to show you how we can implement this system for you. Here is a quick rundown of it. Link to the system/gamma doc. Like this. This is a full rundown of my email systems. full rundown. Great sales asset. Just shows like that you know your stuff. So this is awesome. So you can use this. That's the first one, right? Next one. You had a chance to view my cold email blueprint. We have this offer where we implement all of it, implement the exact system that can get you 5 to 20 meetings per month for free. You only cover infra costs and get to keep the systems. Wanna have a quick chat about that? Great. Follow-up number 2 is done. Follow-up number 3. Are you receiving these emails, friends? Then we could do something funny like, I like this one. Actual German, look at me. I and then a finger. Is this right? Yes, this is right. Yes, perfect. Here's my most recent YouTube video going over how we 15x'd our results using our system. Leads inflow using our system. Link to YouTube video. Follow-up number 5. Come up with something. What else do we have? I could use case study right now. Here is another video going over the case study we made with one of my customers. Link to it. Pretty confident we can set you up to do the same. Let me know if you not be available this week to shed more light on that. How we could make that work for you. Let me know. Thanks, John. Yes, something like this. Great. 5 follow-ups, easy to use, easy to come up with. Now you see, I use my materials because I have materials. So if you don't have any materials yet, jump on board, create materials. You only need Loom, you only need Gamma Docs, and that's it. That's literally it. Just jump on the bandwagon. I know it's uncomfortable, but just do it. You just have to do it. You literally have to do it. If you want to make this, if you want to make cold emails an actual stable lead generation machine, just produce content. Because everyone else is not producing content. You could be one of the few that actually produces content. So be in that group, right? Enjoy. Awesome. We're ready to actually launch the campaign as per our great agenda. Launching campaigns meaning we're going to upload the prospect list. We're going to enter all the scripts that you've written. We're going to set up the campaign with all of its nuances in the settings. We're going to review the copy to make sure everything is working as it's supposed to be. And then we're going to launch the campaign. And let's start with the first step, which is actually creating the campaign. So for that, you go back into smartly.ai. You're going to click on email campaign. And then in the top right corner, it's going to say plus create campaign. You're going to click on that and instantly there's a new campaign. Let's give it a name. I'm going to call it testing campaign or demo campaign because I'm demonstrating. And now the cool thing is you can either import from a CRM, which is HubSpot, which is more advanced. Just wanted to mention it while I'm explaining this. But usually what you would do is you would get a CSV file. I probably have a CSV file somewhere so I can show you how that works. So there you go. SaaS, let's go. So it's going to give you these import settings as a pop-up. And basically you're going to leave everything unchecked, even this one, import leads even if they bounce across our entire user base. No, don't import them. If they bounced for other people, they're probably going to bounce for you too. So you're going to uncheck this, save. And now you can see all the fields that you can map. And what I usually do is if I have all the data, like if all of these different columns have data, I simply look at this. I simply go through these and select custom fields for every single one of them. And I noticed that there is a shortcut for that. You can basically press CC, tab, tab, CC, tab, 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 CC, tab, tab. You're going to do that all the way through, especially if you have like huge spreadsheets. This is awesome. So you're going to do this. You're going to click save and next, and then it's going to process all of the leads, and then it's going to ask you to verify the leads. Yes, you always want to verify the leads, even if they are from this kit. Always verify. What you could do is you could, if you have ListKit, use your 50,000 free verification credits to do this beforehand, so you don't have to pay twice because they give you free verification credits with your subscription. So verify there and then only take the good ones and put them in here. If you only put the good ones as a CSV into this campaign, perfect, you're good to go. Just skip the verification process and go to the next step, which is sequences. So you're going to see an empty sequence without anything. Now for sequences, I usually recommend not doing more than 3 because it doesn't really make sense. So you could go in here, create 3 emails in total, meaning the initial script, the first follow-up, the second follow-up. That's it. And I would just put them apart 2 and 3 days respectively, and then just enter your stuff in here. And you've seen me write a lot of X. You would replace X with first name. You just use these curly brackets. On my German keyboard, it's basically option and then 8 and 9. So go ahead, do this, replace all the different variables that you have. Another one that I often use is company name. So use these, replace them in your scripts, and then just enter your script right in here. So after having done that for the first follow-up and the second follow-up as well, you're going to go into setup. Let's just write something in here so that we can skip this part. You're going to go into setup, and you're going to select all the sender accounts. So what you're going to do is, after having your emails having gone through warm-up, right? They're done with warm-up. You're going to select all the different emails that you have with the tag name live. Actually, I just noticed, I haven't told you that. After they go through the warm-up period, tag them as live. Because you had the initial ones where it said live on this date, or just 11th of March or March 11th, right? After they are active, set them as live so you can easily filter them as I'm doing right now. So we have 44 here. Just select all 44, save email accounts. Perfect, done. Schedule campaign. Choose the time zone in which your prospects are in. If you have them all across the world, really does not matter. Don't stress it. It's all good. Send from Monday to Friday. Set UTC as a time zone. Choose sending periods from, let's say, 8 a.m. to somewhere around, let's say 7 a.m., 7 p.m. Great. And now set up the triggers. The triggers, I want to quickly explain this. This is basically telling you how often this specific campaign is going to trigger one of your inboxes. And if you have 44 inboxes that each send 10 emails, you can send out 400 emails a day, right? Now, we're only looking at the email per day per inbox metric, which is 10, because no matter how many inboxes you have, the amount of emails sent per inbox per day is still 10, because we're looking at one single inbox. And now, with this metric, if we set up 20 for this time period, we would trigger one single inbox 33 times. So that's more than 3 times of what we would usually aim for, right? So let's say we're tripling this to around 60. So we're at 11 triggers. So let's do it at 66. So now we're at 10 triggers. So this singular campaign would fully utilize a single inbox. And if it does that, and we connected all the inboxes to it, we would utilize all of the inboxes, right? So now max number of new leads reached per campaign. Just set this to an like obnoxiously high number, 10,000 leads. Save, done. Schedule campaign, also done. Campaign settings, very important. Just follow me. Optimize email delivery, yes. Force plain text as content type, yes. Prioritize sending pattern, 40-60. Auto pause if one of the leads replies. Yes, 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 send to all. And then categorize replies. And you're gonna select do not contact, out of office, interested, and not interested. Those are the ones you're going to select. Then you're gonna click check on the first one, check on the last one. You're gonna scroll down and save general settings. Now, after having done that, you're gonna go into final review. Now, we don't have any prospects in this prospect list right now, and we also don't have any sequences. But what you will see is, you will see the actual sequence, so the actual email an actual prospect will receive. So if you have used a merge field, such as first name, go into like the first few dozens of prospects and check if the first name has been connected correctly. If that's the case, and if that's also the case for all the other merge fields that you've used, such as company name, etc., if that's the case, you are good to go. Start the campaign, launch it. It's gonna give you a pop-up asking for automatic placement tests. You don't have to do that right now. 80-20, just get it started. Start the campaign, and you're basically done for now. Now, let me finish up this lesson and then go into inbox management, where I'm going to show you how you are going to manage all of the replies that are going to come in. See you there. Now that we also launched your campaign, we can go into inbox management. And that's going to include me showing you what lead categories to use, how to use subsequences, how to use email templates so you're quick with your replies, and how to insert Loom videos that actually look decent into those email templates. So let's get straight back into Smart Lead. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Smart Lead master inbox, and we're going to look at how we are going to use lead categories. Now for the second email that you see over here, I used the lead category follow-up. And I have a bunch of lead categories for different purposes. And I want to go through each of those one by one right now. So you have the default ones. Those are all the ones that are not, that don't have an emoji, right? So you have do not contact, information request, out of office, etc. Those are like the basic ones that the AI uses to categorize a response. After those, you have your custom lead categories. I want to go through these one by one, and then I'm going to show you how you can set it up for yourself. So bad timing, pretty basic. If someone's not interested right now, so if they are marked as not interested, I would still go into that email, into that response, and I would check if they said not interested at this time. Thanks. If that's the thing, they're just not interested at this time. So I would click on bad timing, and that would trigger a subsequence that would reach back out to them in 90 days or so with the exact same script. So we don't waste that lead, right? The next one is called follow-up. I follow up with people after responding back to them, and I only respond back to people if they respond positively at the first place. So if they're interested, if they're marked as interested, I'll be going into that chat. I'll look at what they were asking or texting me back. I'll respond to that person using one of the email templates that I'm going to show you on a later point. I'll use that email template, respond back to them, and then right after responding, I would click on follow-up, because that's also going to trigger a subsequence, and that subsequence will start after 3 days. And after 3 days, there is a full-on sequence that's going to follow up with these people, following the exact same principle as I've shown you in one of the previous videos where I've shown you how to write follow-ups, right? That's the subsequence. So that's awesome. Next one, that's uncategorizable by AI. That's also one thing that the AI uses. That's not from me. Next one, Loom sent. Just to mark them for myself, I used those. You may use them as well, just to show you like other angles on how to use lead categories for your own organization. You could, for example, mark everyone as Loom sent to whomever you sent a Loom video, right? And then you could set up custom views on the left-hand side right here, where you could say got Loom, for example. And then you could select lead category, specific category, and that could be Loom sent. So you would create that view, and then it will create one of these views saying got Loom. You could click on that, and you would only see the people that received a Loom, that have this lead category, right? Same for the other ones. Cold email blueprint sent, prospect list sent, and the last one, pretty interesting, meeting booked. So you can track who you have a meeting with already. So that's pretty helpful. And that's it for lead categories and what I have in general. Now I want to show you how you can set up your own lead categories in the next video. Perfect. On to the next one, lead categories, how to set them up. So Smart Leads, top right corner, click on your profile picture, settings, and then you're going to go into lead categories on the left hand side, and there you're going to see all the different lead categories. Now you can edit and delete the ones that you've created yourself. You cannot edit or delete the ones that Smart Lead has already created by default, because the AI uses them to categorize all the responses that come into your inbox. So what you're going to do is, if you want to create a new category, for example, for positive responses, let's say someone positively responded and you want to send them not a Loom but a case study, right? You would call it maybe case study sent, right? You would give that sentiment positive so it reflects in your response metrics, right? If you set it to neutral or not positive, although this is a positive setting, the moment you would change that leads category to case study sent, it would detract from your metrics, from your campaign metrics that you see in the campaign overview. So set it to positive if it's positive, set it to not positive if it's not positive, set it to neutral if it's neither of those, right? Positive, just pick a category color. You might pick one for all of these kinds of lead categories that are related to some lead magnet that you've sent. Let's say it's this extremely bright red. You would create it, and the moment you have created it, you can go back into here, master inbox, select the lead, and then maybe let's select this one, set it to case study sent. And now it's red, and it's gonna say, yeah, because it was out of office before that. In this case, you would count the reply because it's not out of office. I usually don't count out of office messages as a response. Yes, but this is how you set up lead categories and how you use them. For the next step, subsequences, you need a campaign that already has prospects in it and that you already started, because only then will you be able to add subsequences to that campaign. So let me show you how that works. For that, I'm going to go into one of my recent campaigns, which are active and still have prospects in them. If you do have these two things, you can access this tab in the campaigns overview, where you can see 3 different subsequences that I've set up for myself. One is follow up into oblivion, the other one is bad timing, and the third one is re-engagement. So let me go over the functions of each of these. So follow up into oblivion is basically triggered by the follow up lead category that you saw in the last few videos. Bad timing, same goes for bad timing. The moment I change the lead category to bad timing, it's going to trigger this campaign. And re-engagement is going to be triggered by a lead not responding to the initial emails that I've sent that lead throughout the entire campaign. So those people that have never responded, they're going to get automatically put into this subsequence that then starts 90 days after the initial moment where they enter the sequence. So how does that work? Let's click onto that thingy and then go into edit. So the moment you open the subsequence, you can see a very similar UI to the one that we saw before when we were launching our initial campaign, right? But now, instead of having the import section, you have the lead condition section. And you can choose conditions that would enable or trigger this campaign to launch. So in this case, we have choose condition, add leads to re-engagement process, meaning by choosing the re-engagement process, we will move all the leads who haven't responded to the sequence from the parent campaign to the subsequence. And for my case, I would add a delay of 45 days until this sequence starts, which is basically the same sequence as before, just copy paste it into here, same setup, same principles apply. Apparently I didn't have this checked off. Same principles apply, save general settings, save and next, done. That's the first subsequence, right? Now let's look at the other ones. Follow up to oblivion. Actually, let's look at a fresh one. Let's say I wanted to create the same follow-up sequence. I would choose add leads based on the lead categories. Then I would choose follow-up, and then I would add a delay of 3 days. So let's say someone responded back to me positively, raising their hand. I would respond back to them because it's very hard to automate the initial response, right? And then after I sent out the response, I instantly go into the top right corner, I select lead categories and change it to follow-up. All of this like this. Response comes back, I respond back to them by clicking on reply. I respond, right? This is my response. I send it, and then after I send it, I go in here and change it to follow-up. That's the entire process. So let's go back into the subsequence. So we add the subsequence, we choose all of this. As for sequences, we enter our follow-ups that look like this, something like this. Be creative about this. Do whatever suits your specific campaign. We go through the setup settings as we have been going through the ones in the main campaign that we launched a few videos back. And then we're gonna save it next and update and basically save everything, and then it's done. That's how you create subsequences. That's how you automate 90% of follow-ups. Do this, very important, very high leverage work. Set this up for all of your campaigns, and the moment you want to launch a new campaign, you'll never ever again click on create campaign. You're gonna duplicate the one that has subsequences in it, and then duplicate the campaign subsequences with it. Very important. See you in the next video. In this video, I'm going to go over how to use email templates and insert Loom videos into your email responses. So let's assume that this out of office message was actually a positive response, right? So let's say you also offered a Loom video that you wanted to send to that person as a lead magnet. So that's the initial response. They say, yes, I want that Loom video. You say, all right, I'm going to record that Loom video and I'm going to send it over, to you. What you're going to do is you're going to click on reply after having, of course, recorded the Loom video. And now you're going to click on email templates. And in that email template area, you're going to have something like this. I'm going to provide you with a few email templates that I use frequently right below this video, so you can copy paste it into your own ones. But to create an email template from scratch, you're going to click onto those that are already in here for different use cases. Just click on one random one. And now you're going to basically delete all of this, the subject line and the body, and you're going to write your own stuff, and you're going to click on create new template, and you're going to name it whatever suits your case. So in this case, it could be Loom, right? Loom videos, sending Loom videos. This is what I've done. So I have Loom V4. This is my 4th version, so it's V4. So you're going to click on select this template. It's going to replace the first name because it works, right? And now you're going to see this one, for example, because usually you would never include something like a Loom video in here, especially with like a fancy thumbnail, etc. Usually it would be a basic text response. So I want to show you how to use email templates in combination with HTML code. Now this sounds complicated and it looks complicated, but it's pretty easy. I do this tons, like dozens of times per day. So let me actually pick some of the videos that I just made. So after creating a video, right, you're going to click on share, and then you're going to click on embed after the pop-up comes up, and you're going to click on copy thumbnail code, not the GIF thumbnail, the copy thumbnail code right below that. Click on that. Now you're going to go back into your master inbox. You're going to click on the 3 dots in the top right corner, click on the small brackets, code view, and you're going to scroll up to find this section where it says href Loom link, right? And then you're going to scroll down until you find the last div. It's just a few lines of code, right? And then you're going to press copy, like paste basically, paste. Click on the brackets again, bam. You've replaced the entire video. Now you're going to replace the copy, etc. You're going to edit the first name if it didn't really work. You're going to do everything that is needed and you're going to send it out. And the moment you send it out, you're going to go into lead category and you're going to click on follow up so that the subsequence gets triggered and this person gets follow-ups into oblivion. And that's the entire idea. Alright friends, so we've basically gone through everything that I just promised to you at the beginning of this course. So I also added some topics on top because I just noticed that I missed them in the initial agenda. But we've gone through all of these and everything is awesome. So you basically launch your initial campaign, your first campaign, you know how to follow up with these people automatically. You've set it up in a way where I would say that you have covered 80% of everything that you need to do right now. So after having found a combination of things that work, so that's audience, lead magnets, and scripts, you're going to scale up these campaigns. And for all of those lessons, I'll basically be using your input. So if you struggle with something specific during your journey of scaling this into oblivion, you just need to text into the different forums that we have. So you can create posts within our school community, and I'll be able to take that input and add bonus lessons on top. And I'm probably going to call it something like Scaling Masterclass or Mastery, something like that. And I'm going to go into detail on how specifically you would accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. And that's the entire idea. I want to keep it tactical, step-by-step tutorials regarding your specific situation. So if you engage, you're going to get all the videos that you need. Happy to record that. As you can see, I'm pretty quick and efficient with my words. See you inside. Bye-bye.